Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Leadership Spotlight, the podcast that shines a light on the art and science of leadership. I'm your host Amandeep Singh, and as an emerging leaders coach, it is my privilege to guide and empower individuals as they embark on their leadership journey. In this podcast, we'll be diving deep into the world of leadership, exploring the strategies, skills, and mindsets required to lead with purpose, authenticity, and impact. We'll be featuring insightful conversations with exceptional leaders from various fields, tapping into the world of wisdom and unraveling the secrets to success. So each episode, I'll be joined by remarkable leaders who have made the mark in their respective fields, from CEOs and thought leaders to social entrepreneurs and community activities. They'll share their personal journeys, their triumphs and failures, and the lessons they have learned along the way. We'll also discuss the latest trends and insights in leadership development, providing you with the practical strategies and actionable advices over there. So, guys, today we have Mr. Jiveshdeep Singh Sandhu with us. Jivesh brings an over 2 decades of cross-industry experience across multicultural organizations. Jivesh has led integrated marketing strategy and communications teams across major MNCs in the country. He started his career as a traditional marketing person, but has evolved to become a proficient digital marketing professional over time. Known as the evangelist of the new medium and integrated marketing, credited with setting up the digital media wing and leading some of the industry's first initiatives in the digital medium. Some importantly, he has led the integration of traditional and new media successfully. He has worked with training and consulting companies as a business consultant. Currently, he is associated. Currently, he is associated as a chief marketing and strategy officer. They are focused on the education sector and MSMEs, startups, and advisory capacity. The firm helps students in preparing for the corporate sector while it supports in companies in framing and execute go-to-market strategies while setting up teams. Additionally, Jewish is on the board of a new startups as well as executives or advisory capacity. Jewish loves movies, is an amateur photographer, and passionately propagates technologies that are working towards making his planet a better place for our future generations. He's sought after among the students and professors as a mentor and a speaker over there. So, Jewish, welcoming you to this podcast.
Thank you, Aman. Glad
You
to
are
be here.
always welcome there.
Thank you.
So, Jewish, we'd just like to know more about yourself, about your journey, about how it has translated into a leader over there.
Right. No, thank you, Aman. Thank you for the lovely introduction. I really appreciate that. Very quickly, so like you said, I've been working for close to 22 years, 23 years now. I started at the turn of the new millennium, and I've worked across sectors, largely, and they are diverse sectors ranging from building materials to training and consulting to construction equipment to auto and to pure consulting and solutions. And that's but the one thing which has stayed common with me is that I have stuck to a domain which has been in the marketing and strategy space. I've handled practically every single role which is there within the marketing domain.
Yeah.
That's where the integrated communications piece comes into play. I've been lucky enough to have worked in business development and sales and operations teams for a while as well, which gives me a little holistic perspective of how businesses are run.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years that I have been working with the young and smaller firms across sectors, that has come pretty handy in place. So that's been largely my journey up till now, and yeah, I can say it's been a worthwhile ride so far. So nothing
Yeah.
to complain.
So, so Jivesh, what were your biggest challenges faced while you have early in your career, and how you have overcome those? If we can have those.
But that's an interesting question. I mean, see, challenges come in all shapes and sizes, and they come at all levels. I think for personally, for me, one of the biggest piece was, since I was making industry shifts practically with every single job change. So the biggest question, or the standard question which I used to get faced during the early part of my career was, you don't come with the industry background,
Yeah.
and how would you manage? How would you adapt into the new role or into the new industry? And I still remember very vividly during one of such interviews that I was attending or taking, I just made one statement. I said, well, I'm glad I don't come with the industry backgrounds, because I don't carry any industry baggage. And that allows me to bring in a fresh perspective to the role and to the team. So I think, if in one line, that could be the answer of how I overcame them. So this used to get asked a lot. So much so, even today at times, I have people who come up and ask me the similar question, and I actually tend to get a little, I'm a little amused generally at times, of why at this stage. But yeah, I
Yeah,
think
but that is the most important thing, that when you are entering into a specific industry, so you are bringing a fresh perspective over there, out of the box thinking over there. Since most of the people who are working in that particular, they are most concerned to the problems, how they see over there.
absolutely. I think looking at things without any baggage is one of the biggest pluses which anyone can get.
Yeah,
Keep saying this to a lot of people, that, and I'm sure we all, as professionals, we have read it and we have said it, that don't look for don't look for skill sets, but look for attitude to learn. The skills can be taught at any stage and at any level. And,
yeah.
and as one becomes senior, ability to adapt, unlearn and relearn, which is the key to growth, rather than pure functional skill sets.
So as you want to grow, that is the most important thing, is that you have to unlearn a lot of.
Absolutely.
That is the thing over there. That is the crisp thing that has come out.
Yes.
So can you describe a pivotal moment in your career where you have made a difficult decision? How you have approached that decision? How do you reach to that?
Well, that's an interesting question. There have been many pivotal moments. If I were to look back over the last 2 or 2.5 decades per se, every time industry shift was coming my way, I think it was a pivotal moment for me. And along with it came not just the industry shift, but also the fact that most of the times I was also shifting geographies. Uh, so
Yeah.
whether it was from North India to South India, or looking after one aspect of the thing to another. So that, and those decisions were not easy. Uh, Now, to the second part of your question, which you said, that how did I approach? I have a simple philosophy in life. If my gut feel says, "Hey, listen, I'll learn here, uh, and I will be able to contribute as well," specifically as I was moving up the ladder most of the times, fortunately. So I just took that, I relied on that instinct, or as we call it, the gut instinct. Uh, I said, okay, fine, it'll give me a new perspective and I'll learn. And if I'm being offered that opportunity, let me go and grab it. Uh, a lot of time we hear this. I don't know how many of us actually follow it, but I have actually believed that if I'm 100% fit for a role which is being offered to me, then probably I should not take it, because I may not be able to learn anything out of it. And but if I'm 70 to 80% fit for a particular role, uh, then I am very excited to take that up. So I've let that approach run my decision making so far in this case.
Yeah. So learning is one of the biggest quality you take in your life.
Yeah, we continue to learn all the time,
Yeah.
and especially with the knowledge based economy which is riding on tech innovations. I think if we stop learning, we would be like probably like smartphones which will go out of fashion within 6 to 8 months or 1 year, and there will be models in the place and which with better features and better functionalities. So that's how it goes around.
So with the technology changing at a lot of the things, so a person's learning has to now here a person also has to upgrade himself to new
Absolutely.
levels, new and they have to upgrade to the new skills continuously.
Yes, you're right. Absolutely right.
Yeah. So have you been able to stay resilient and perseverance through tough times in your career over there?
Yes, there have been many times. It's not been an easy journey, um, and I can assure for to our friends and colleagues or fellow professionals who may watch this. Either they are watching today or they would be watching it in the future. That things will either become tough or they might become difficult. The only way is to stay true to the path. Uh, you made a statement about upgrading new skills. I would say add another angle to it, which is please ensure that one keeps evolving as a person with a better mindset or with a positive mindset as well. That's the only way to stay resilient. I know it sounds
Yeah.
easy to say, but difficult to do. However, uh, one has to make an attempt. One has to just keep at it. And I have used this word a couple of times already in the last few minutes. One has to keep evolving and adapting as the things come along. Please do take into account the various data points which come in front of you.
Yeah.
If for nothing else, at least stay true to your own self and make a very conscious uh, and deep introspection about the situations which one gets into. And I'm pretty sure the answers will come from there. And that's how one gets the motivation to persevere and develop resilience.
Yeah. So what thing has come out is that a person has to be more agile. With changing scenarios, has to be more agile. He has to adapt to a lot of the things over
Absolutely.
there. That is a major thing what is coming. So one was the learning, another agility is over there. Once you have to be as a good leader, that those are major things.
Correct.
Yeah. So have you faced any failure?
Oh, well, numerous times. I
So so what
failure.
was how you responded to the same and what was the learning over?
See, the key here is to try and like you said, the key is to learn out of what the failure is probably trying to teach us at that particular time. It's difficult. It is hard to look at it at that point in time with uh, objectivity, because we are part of it and it is impacting our lives and careers. However, the only way to come out of it is to say, listen, I am, if there was a fault at our end, or if we misjudged a situation or took a decision which didn't go right, then we should have the ability to introspect and then ensure that in similar situations, if they were to come again, and believe me, they will come in different forms. We just need to be there with an open mind to see those things and see the patterns emerging again.
Yeah.
Sure that we don't fall into the same pattern, or whether it's behavioral or whether it is functional, that we don't end up doing the same mistake. And in case it is circumstantial, then listen, there's so much we can do about it. So yes, there have been times when we took certain decisions. They may not have panned out the way we thought that they will pan out, but then we said, okay, we take it chin up and we get up again and we say, okay, fine, we'll live to fight another day.
Yeah, so that is a nice thing to be learned. So, how have you evolved as a leader over time? What are the lessons you have learned on the way?
Well, the candid answer here is I'm still evolving. I don't know if I've become a leader or not. I've been managing teams for over the last good about 13, 14 years now. Out of the 23, 24 year, 22, 23 years career, I became a first line manager probably around 15 years back. Uh, and with every single opportunity to lead a team, if I look back, I believe I have evolved as a team manager, or I wouldn't know whether I'm a leader or not, because that's for people to judge. I refrain from using that. Hey, listen, but yes, as somebody who manages teams or manages people who manage teams, uh, I can only say that listen, every time I've come up with a new set of people I've had the opportunity to deal with new set of people, I have attempted to look at and I have evolved with that piece of it. So the lessons which I have learned is there will be different situations, there will be different people, there will be different trigger points, there will be different circumstances, and one needs to look at those things in that context, and then hopefully make an informed choice. So we keep evolving. Anybody who says, listen, this is my leadership style or that's my leadership style, yes, there are dominant styles and then there are not so dominant styles, but I'm sure the and you are in the space of coaching emerging leaders. So I keep telling people, listen, one will continue to evolve. There is no one set template for it, for a leader or for a manager. Just continue to evolve, and it's like we are literally in the end of the IPL season or in the cricket season per se. And as they say, you you take a ball and judge it on its quality and then play the shot. So I think the lesson here is simple for the leaders or managers as well, that you look at a situation, you look at the people involved, and then you figure out what is probably going to be the best shot which you could possibly play in that situation. And when I say shot, what is the best way one could handle it,
Yeah.
and then attempt it with full sincerity and full commitment. More often than not, I strongly believe one will see success. Yes, there will be times when things may not go our way, but that's okay. We are humans. I think we should be giving ourselves also that much of leeway that yes, we should be willing to fail, uh, and we should be mentally prepared that if it doesn't go well, then we should probably work out, be able to come back up again on this.
Yeah, so the success, for every success, there are a lot of failures are always.
Yes, absolutely. So
Yeah.
I'm reminded of a very interesting anecdote here, that overnight success comes in close to about 20 years. Uh,
Yeah.
so trust. So yes, we must believe and we must see it in that light. That if an overnight success comes in roughly 20 years, then it means one would have seen many downs as well, along with those so-called ups in the career as well as in life.
So every failure teaches us a lot of the things. So
Absolutely,
those teachings, those learnings help you to grow. And
absolutely.
then you slowly you grow to a new person every time. So basically, you have a Kaizen is being applied every time.
Yes.
In your every day, it is applied over.
Yeah, we keep evolving. That's the
Yeah,
mantra.
that is the mantra. So, what personality traits you are looking forward for making a good leader? If a person wants to evolve as a leader, what are the personality traits you should work on?
Well, different things work for different people. However, if we were to try and put a template to this piece, a couple of things will stand out for practically everyone and across geographies, across probably even generations. And that's the ability to evolve oneself rather than making an attempt to change the people around us.
Yeah.
Because as managers, as leaders, uh, as the functional heads or whatever different fancy terms we can come up with, we are dealing with people. So if we are able to evolve ourselves while dealing with people and ensuring that these people uh, also like working with us, that particular person will become a good leader eventually.
Yeah.
When people, irrespective of the positions which you hold, start holding you in high regard. So that's so in that sense, interpersonal relationships would be another key skill. So if one is evolving, the other one is the ability to deal with people.
Yeah.
Uh, I think rest, most of the stuff will probably come under one of these two headings. And I'm not getting into uh, the functional aspect of
Yeah.
jobs because they keep evolving. One continues to learn, and eventually, after a point in time, actually the functional skills don't matter. It is the ability to evolve and deal with people only. That's what matters.
So, what we say that a leadership, what I say the mostly and I what learn also, the leadership is that you are continuously evolving, that you are your own best version of yourself, that people are getting inspired from you. So they are looking forward to you that you are doing something over there. They get inspired to be a part of your team.
Yes,
That
absolutely.
that
If
that's the
people
thing.
are wanting to join you and people are willing to work with you, I think that's the biggest compliment which any manager can get anytime in their careers.
Yeah.
So that's very well said.
So you have handled a lot of the teams. So
Yes.
while you were assembling a team, so what were the things what you were looking for in a person?
See, one is I strongly suggest, and I've made an attempt. I'm not sure how successful I've been in that regard, but at least I made an attempt to look for complementary skill sets. So that's point number one, uh, where it's like it's like playing a tennis game or a cricket or a game of cricket. Not everyone will come with the all the skill sets. Not everybody is going to be an all-rounder. So we would need bowlers, we would need fielders, we will need wicket keepers, batsmen, and similarly, or if you were to take analogies of other sports, I think pick up people who will complement one's own skill sets and one's own thinking. And when I say complement, I am not saying mirroring. uh, I strongly recommend people supplementing those thought processes. Don't look for mini me's in one or in other people. Try and be mature enough to look for divergent point views, uh, the viewpoints. I would say, beg your pardon, uh, and that ensures that the team which gets formed is holistic in nature. And one underlying philosophy on that piece is that is the goodness of thought, uh, the basic core values of which should be there, which is of probably, they may sound cliche, but integrity, transparency, and reciprocity of trust, respect, and love.
Oh, beautiful.
So that's which will ensure these are, trust me, these are difficult things to have put together in one team. But if we are able to do that, even to uh, even to a 50, 60 or 70% of this, that team, I strongly believe, will see success.
You have shared a big thing over the love, respect, and obviously the trust. So those are the three big pillars where a complete team can stand upon that.
Yes.
So, I'll just like to ask you one question now. That how do you map your personal goals to organization goals? That is a tough task for a lot of the people over there.
That's a very good question, and that's very relevant also for practically everyone of us. Uh, See, generally, if we were to align one's uh, personal goals with the organizational goals, so one needs to look at those common minimum points per se. So the way we say to startups, or for that matter, that there should be one common denominator. Now, are we learning as we are putting up stuff together? Uh, because once the organization grows, only then the people will grow. So let's not make be or let's not make any assumptions to that piece of it, and let's not get also blindsided by the fact that, oh, I can grow or we can grow and the organization will not grow. We are okay with that. There are no examples in the long run of any organization or any people who would have grown while the organization was not growing.
Yeah,
Eventually, what will happen is that if the organization is not growing, and yes, there will be, one can have n number of examples, say, oh, listen, XYZ, they grew while the organization was not doing well or whatever. But the fact of the matter is that growth will be temporary in nature. So, one of the easiest way is to say, hey, listen, let's look at the overall organizational goal, and then start aligning one's own personal goals. And not every personal goal will align to every single organizational goal, but one can at least tick some boxes on it. So if one has a laundry list of, say, 10 points of personal goals, one can say, oh, okay, fine, I can probably learn here, or I can probably do this good work, or I can probably make some connections here, and then grow on it. Or one, I can, this role will pay me very well, so it will take care of the financial stability and maybe the Maslow's theory of hierarchy. This will work well for me. And meanwhile, once I become a little more financially secure, I will probably have the ability to probably go out and take a little more risk, maybe in the next role or in the next venture. And that's how it goes around. So I genuinely believe that one should start looking at the organizational goal, and then start putting up, saying, okay, fine, what is it I can map out for me as a person. Uh, I remember one of my close associates I worked with some years back, and I learned from that person the concept of WIF, which when it, what is in it.
what is in it for me?
Absolutely. So WIF
Yeah,
concept. So I think one should start looking at, okay, fine, this is the organizational goal, but keep that as the top priority. Because if the team is not going to win, if the organization is not going to achieve if its set objectives, then let's be candid about it. We will not be able to really go achieve our own personal goals beyond a point.
yeah.
So that's how probably that mapping will have to be looked at.
Even while I'm working with executives and professionals, I've seen that most of them don't have their own personal goals. When we talk about the goals, they have that, yes, they have the organizational goals, but when we talk about the personal goals, then the thing is that we haven't thought about it. They have something in their mind, but nothing concrete over there. That is a major thing that they have to make if they want to really
That's an
grow.
interesting perspective, Aman. On the contrary, with these younger, relatively younger, I would like to believe we are also still relatively young, but yeah,
Yeah,
probably not that as young as we were probably a few years back. But
sure.
the point is, if we were to look at these youngsters, relatively younger generation which is coming up, I think most of these guys have figured it out. They know that if the organization succeeds, they will eventually get at least the materialistic part of it right, which is
Sure.
they will probably get the money out of it, they'll probably get the designations out of it, they'll probably get the power out of it. They would also get the name and fame thing which comes through. Now, the and yes, at different stages of life, different personal goals come into play. You and I have known each other for good about what, probably 20 odd years now, and
More
yeah,
than. I think
right,
that must be something around 25, 26
yeah,
years.
right, probably 25 years. We have known each other for 25 years, and maybe when we first got together, and we were all students at that point in time, our personal goals were very different.
Yeah,
And and today, when we are, I can safely say we are probably somewhere in the mid of our careers. Uh, the personal goals are different. Yeah, so that's how it has to be. One has to look at it, and I keep telling everyone that, listen, a get into ventures or look for things which align those personal goals with what the organization is doing,
sure.
and once that happens, then it's far easier, and one stays motivated also. So one of the questions which you asked, it's not just for leaders, it's actually for all professionals.
Yeah,
There will be ups and downs, but if we are aligned to the thought process that, okay, fine, this if this works out, this is what I get in return, uh, and that works, that will help us, or people to get into it.
yeah. And in my thinking, that since I'm working with the people over there, helping them to be a good leaders. So in my theory, it is completely clear that everybody is a leader in whatever position he is there. He may be a corporate employee, he may be a professional working over there, or he may be a business owner over there. Or even employed any position, he may be a territory executive, but he has some leadership skills over there. He can implement those because he's already managing a lot of number of people over there also.
Yes,
So those skills implemented over there can lead him to be a big level over there in quite number of time over.
absolutely. I think that's very nicely said. I remember reading this during my post graduation days, that there is no future in any role. The future actually lies in the person who holds that role.
So
So
that is the ultimate.
that's exactly what it stands for. And that calls for leadership, whether and leadership or management. It doesn't really have to be, managing direct reportees only. Even, like you rightly said, even a territory manager has to manage the territory and probably the network or probably the consumers in that territory. Now, even if it's consumers, it's our responsibility then, as territory in charges, to look
Yeah,
on how we could possibly look at, uh, giving them a great service or a great experience with our products and offerings. And that calls for leadership in
yeah.
a specific way. So yeah, you're right, absolutely right.
That was a nice thing also. So coming on to the last thing now. So what advice do you want to have to give, you may be giving to the aspiring leaders over there or young professionals who are looking forward to achieve success in careers or
Well, uh, again, and like you said in my introduction, I love movies. So I don't know if how many people would have seen that, but there was this Will Smith movie which is probably called Snitch, uh,
obviously.
uh, which was talking about how do you woo the girl of your dreams or the women of your dreams, or something like that. And at the end of the movie, the guy says, well, there's no template to do it. So first of all, I would like to just make it amply clear, there is no template for success per se. I think different people, and there's no even one definition of success. For some, success may mean A, for some it may mean B, and for some it could mean a completely different thing. So define what success means for oneself, uh, first of all. Second, be open. Don't get hung up about oh, this is the industry I want to, I'll only look at, or this is the only thing which I'll do. Yeah, it's fine to be clear about, oh, this is my core expertise area, or this is what I like doing. But if an opportunity is presenting yourself, and there will be many, you just spoke about it a little while back. See, when we started off as marketers, there was this very clear definition or clear demarcation of ATL, BTL,
Yeah, it was so,
digital also at that, and when digital was very nascent in its evolution. However, if we were to really look at today, we are all living in highly overlapping and integrated mediums. So
yes,
there is absolutely no clear line which says, oh, this is only ATL. A lot of ATL stuff has call to action, which actually asks people, okay, you know what, you are looking at this TV commercial, and there is an SMS code, or there is a phone number, and you do that, or there is an event which we are doing, and the event has got, oh, please scan this QR code, and so it's a complete integration of digital there, or for that matter, the outdoor hoardings. A lot of outdoor hoardings say, oh, there is an image scanner, please scan it, and you will automatically get redirected to their websites. And the same thing goes, if we were to use that analogy to careers, the same thing goes there also. Technology is evolving at such a pace that it is blurring the lines between certain functions, certain domains, in a way which we would have never even imagined. uh, I keep telling people a lot of times, uh, this simple thing. Today, the mobile phone has literally eaten away most of the stuff which was there on our work desks when we probably started our careers, in terms of stationery, in terms of probably any other tools which we were
so
using at that point in time.
obviously,
So, be open to look at how technology is impacting, and don't get hung up about the sector also. I have seen during, at least this is what I experienced during my early career. We guys went around and we did internships in XYZ industries. And when we did internship in those industries, it was like first love for us. We all got hung up with those industries and those
yeah.
companies. And we said, oh, you know what? I would like to do only work only with this industry or only with this company. And it may or may not work for you. So just be open about it. Yes, like I said, I have, in my case, at least I can only give examples of what I have gone through. I've tried sticking to probably in the, at least the initial part of my career, to marketing or anything under marketing domain across sectors. And in a way, every time an opportunity came along, I just contemplated and I just tried taking what I tried taking a step which I believed was the right one at that point in time, with whatever data points I had. And I said, okay, fine, probably this will work out for me. And that's how it worked. So I think I can only recommend a similar mindset for relatively younger professionals. Uh, and then success is a factor of, like I said, a lot of things. For some, success could be just being healthy and staying, having peace of mind, and which we generally tend to play
Yeah,
a lot of
obviously.
emphasis these days. For some, it could be, yeah, oh, you know what, I would like to have a Lamborghini, or be able to afford a Lamborghini before I turn 30 or 35. Uh, yeah, then it's absolutely fine. Both the success parameters are absolutely fine, as long as you are able to maintain a parity, or a semblance of sanity out there. And that's how I would like to sum it up. Rest, yeah, the only thing is, be a good human being. And I genuinely believe that people who are good at heart see success eventually in their lives, and the people who are generally uh, not so good at heart, or probably don't see the long term success eventually, or probably get them peace of mind. Yeah, it can probably take you ahead in some aspects of life, but not in the true sense.
So I was listening to one person, and he said very clearly that success is that how you want to live the life.
Absolutely.
So you want to be happy, that is up to you. A happier person who hasn't a penny in his pocket, he can be a happy person. So it's all up to you.
Yes. So yeah, absolutely. Like I said, success for different people have different definitions of success.
Yeah. So it was nice talking to you, Jivesh.
Thank you
So
so much.
thank you for joining the leadership spotlight.
Thank you,
So
Aman.
guys, get ready for some inspiring stories, actionable insights, and a whole of leadership wisdom. Let's dive in. Thanks again to Jiveshdeep Singh for coming over here, for giving his time to us. A lot to learn from him.
Thank you so much, Aman. Look
Yeah,
forward to seeing you again.
yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Take care. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.